Cancer. So we're going to do your reading today for Cancer, Sun, Moon, or Rising. I've already pulled some oracle cards. We're going to get into the tarot together here on camera. So I want to let you know what decks I'm using just in case you're interested in them. So I'm using let's see, this is the Enchanted Map Oracle deck from Colette Baron Reed. This is the Sacred Traveler from Denise Lynn. And I'm not sure who does this deck, but this is the Akashic Records Oracle deck. So, Cancer, I'm already getting a gist of your energy, and it reminds me, I just did Scorpio's reading. So, if you have Scorpio in one of your three major sun, moon, or rising, I would definitely check it out because there's a similarity here. But you're also, your water cousins, and sometimes there are themes that will overlap for different signs, and it often has to do with, like the element, things like that. So you've got reward and recognition and break free. I really love these cards, and I mentioned this before, but in this reward and recognition, it looks like these people back here are looking away. They're not even paying attention to this person holding their trophy up, which is really interesting. Butterflies to me are about transformation, expansion, coming out of the cocoon, being able to see life from a higher perspective because you're going from a caterpillar to a butterfly, a land animal, or not an animal, but you know what I mean? Like something that lives on land to something that can fly. So this reward and recognition says, congratulations, your hard work will soon pay off and take you in the direction of your dreams. Acknowledge your efforts and own your power. So it's all about owning your power at this time, Cancer. So it's not a time to be shy. It's a time to be authentic and be truly, who you are, who you're meant to be, and own it. And you've got break free. It says you're being asked to break free from the tribe in order to live your authentic life. Did I just say be authentic? This isn't easy, but it's very necessary if you're going to share your true self with others. Be brave, be real, be you, and trust that those who love you will always be there for you. I didn't read these before I got on camera with you guys because I like to, get into the energy with you. I just like to get the energy rolling. This is really interesting. So it's more of a time for you to shine your light, not a time to be timid or to be shy. And it's not a time to go with the flow either. You're going to go with the flow of you, but you may not be going with the flow of the energy around you, right? Because we can't control other people or circumstances. So that's pretty interesting. You've got One Ring Circus and Details. So the One Ring Circus is like this break free. It's like you're in control, you're in charge, or it's at least time for you to be in control and time for you to take charge. You have all the resources you need, you have all the knowledge, the skill, the wisdom to be in control of a situation. Things may be messy too, because we've got details, and then I think of a circus, and a circus, there's a lot going on in a circus, right? So another thing that comes through is like the compass. Follow your North Star, your North Compass. Follow your desire. What is it that makes you feel insatiable? You know what I mean? And then details. When I think about you being authentic, Cancer, there are details to things that you will do that are authentic to you. Say you get a text message from somebody and you read it and you're like, that doesn't sound like they're writing. Like, that's not the way that they write. Did somebody else write this text for them? Or like, what's going on with them? They don't sound like themselves. There's something about you that is authentic to you. It's like, and it's in the details of it that I feel like someone is appreciating, or like it's important to your success, because it's like nobody does it like you do, Cancer. Nobody words it like you do. Nobody, cares like you do, Cancer. There's something about that. Nobody leads like you do. There's something about because we're looking at the One Ring Circus here, taking control, doing things yourself, and breaking free, needing to do something independently. Yeah, it's like it has to have the Cancer touch. That's really interesting. So you also have the wandering path, enjoy the journey, and overcoming obstacles. You can overcome anything. On this overcoming obstacles, that's the Excalibur sword. So King Arthur, he was the only one who was able to pull the sword out of the stone, right? Like, it's something that only you can do. Only you're able to do. And the wandering path, enjoy the journey. So you could get frustrated at times, right? Like, there's obstacles, and maybe, at times when there's obstacles, we want to give up, or maybe we feel like we need to get a second opinion. And I feel like Spirit is saying, like, you can figure this out. You're the only one. Or maybe there's an obstacle. I don't know what this obstacle is. We're going to pull more cards. The obstacle is in the details. So if you're doing, like, signing any paperwork, like, if you think about instructions, like, you get instructions on how to build something, instructions on how to do something. You have to follow instructions carefully, because it's all laid out there for you, but it's like in order, and there's details, that if you don't know one little thing, it could all get messed up, right? There's something about the details, like getting a really good look at something, getting close to something, getting right on top of it. Like, it's just like you have to have control over this, is what's coming through. All right, I'm going to do the energy oracle first, and then we'll get into the tarot. Cancer. It's really interesting. I'm noticing this elephant now. Elephants have a lot of wisdom. And you're riding on the elephant's back. There could be something about ancestors coming through. I'm seeing a seashell as well. That may be significant to someone. Got the World, the goddess of the moon. You're ruled by the moon, Cancer. I was hoping to get one more for you. And Journey. Okay. You have the heart chakra, 4th chakra underneath the deck. So it's interesting you have Journey and the World here together, because those are, like, when we think about the world in the tarot, at least, it can be about travel or distance. This can be, actually traveling, but it can also be movement, like getting something moving, getting the ball rolling. And the World is about, possibility and expansion, seeing things from a new perspective. Some of you may be seeing a different part of the world or going somewhere you've never gone before. But there's something about like your viewpoint. Some of you are really like you're opening up to your intuition. Your spiritual gifts are growing like exponentially. They're really expanding. And I feel like some of you could be going on like meditative journeys, spiritual journeys. This is fascinating. You need to go within. You need to trust your intuition through all of this. Go within. There's a bridge, like you're crossing a bridge. You're going from, I also feel like this is a mental thing as well though. Like you're going from one perspective to another. You're going from one, oh my gosh. So in these two cards, it almost looks like on the travel card, she's holding the moon as well. Almost like you would hold like a lantern as you walk. Like you're being led by your intuition. You're being led by your gut. You're opening up more to that. Some of you, maybe in the past, you haven't trusted yourself enough. Maybe you haven't trusted your intuition like you should have. Maybe you're surrounded by people who don't listen to their intuition, who are very, earthbound people. We got Justice, the Star, the Nine of Swords, and the Hierophant. Oh my God, 3 major arcana. This is big. It's about more than just you, for sure. It's interesting. Justice is about cause and effect. It's also about like fairness, equality. If you think about the justice system, we're righting wrongs, or there's consequences to every action. We're balancing the scales. There's something about truth. I feel like you are in search of the truth. In search of the truth, Cancer. You want something to be right. You want something to be balanced and fair. And with the Hierophant here and the Star, so you've got Taurus and Aquarius, 2 fixed energies, but they're also kind of opposites. Like if I think about Aquarius is the innovator. It's about doing things differently. They don't want to fit the mold of tradition. And the Hierophant is tradition. It's, society's rules, what is socially appropriate and expected. And it's like sometimes conformity, like how people like social conformities. And the Star is about, I talked about with the compasses on these 2 cards down here, following your own inner light, following your own compass. Even though we have the justice system, there's a lot of people who don't get justice. There's a lot of things in life that aren't fair, that aren't right for people, that continue to, there's just a lot of things in the world that, there's a lot of inequality. 9 of Swords, worry, fear, sleepless nights. I'm hearing agitation, agitated. Maybe you're agitated. Maybe you're agitated by tradition. Justice is rules as well. This is just, may not be for all of you, just because we have the Hierophant and Justice here, the Star and the Nine of Swords. If some of you are going through a divorce, I would say that's going to go well for you. I feel like with the Star here, this is, good fortune. This is wish fulfillment. You may have anxiety here about it with the Nine of Swords and, the Hierophant, marriage, justice, the courts. I feel like things are going to go well for you. Things are going to go in your favor. Some of you may move after this. You may, I feel like there's something about paperwork and details though. So this could be a situation that does have to do with the courts. It doesn't have to be. It could be, maybe you're applying for a job that's, way far away. You'd have to move for it, or something like that. And this is just something that you need to do for yourself. And I feel like you're taking those steps. You're facing fears. There's something about the way you do something, the way you work, the way you do something, just the person that you are that is very attractive. And I feel like, it's attractive. And I feel like if that's the case, like if it's a job or an opportunity like that where you need to go somewhere to do something, I feel like it will go very well for you. I've got the Fool underneath the deck here for the tarot as well, which is about new beginnings, taking a leap of faith, having the Empress and the World and the Magician and the Three of Wands looking towards the future. Cancer, no matter what this is for you, no matter what is making your life bigger, you're stepping into power. You have all the tools that you need. This is a huge accomplishment, whatever this is. And you, like the Empress, having the Midas touch, having that special touch that whatever you touch turns to gold, like whatever it is that you're doing, there's going to be so much growth. The way you nurture something is special. Like the way you do something, the way you, just your nature. I'm hearing your nature is special. You don't conform. Give me more on the Hierophant. Yeah, I've got the Ace of Wands, the Two of Swords, and Strength. Yeah, the Ace of Wands, you're inspired to make some kind of change, to do something. But the Two of Swords, you don't know how it's going to work out. You don't, there's an obstacle too, that like there's something you can't see. And Strength is all about like having courage. You may also you may be a very persuasive person. So the way she is like opening that lion's mouth, she's she's, sorry, I'm sitting under a tree and a nut just fell on the top of my truck. I feel like your passion is persuasive. The passion of persuasion or something. You may have like difficult decisions to make, or, something is at a, I just heard, something's at a standstill. There's like two energies butting heads, and you have the power of persuasion. You're a persuasive person. You have really good self-control, is what I'm getting. So even when it comes to anger, like we think of passion and inspiration, but also the wands, fire can be anger. I feel like you could get angry in regards to a situation, but you have a lot of self-control. I'm hearing something is provocative. I don't know what that is. provocative. I mean, I pretty much know what that word means, but I don't know what it means to your reading. Yeah, I feel like something gets you fired up. Something's gonna go your way, too. Give me... Some of you feel like... Yeah, 9 of Pentacles, the 5 of Cups. Some of you feel like you took the wrong turn at some point. Or like there's disappointment, there's regret, but you're coming out strong on the other side. Like their Spirit's saying like it was the path you were meant to go down. Yeah, I was looking into justice. I've got the Queen of Swords and the 10 of Swords. Something is ending. And there's truth. The truth is coming out. And justice is, fairness. So, and the Queen of Swords is all about like no emotion, like unbiased about what's right and wrong. Yeah, something is being brought to the end. Yeah, death underneath the deck. But every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end, right? More on the Star. Got Temperance. That's more about how I said you have a lot of self-control. I feel like something is gonna happen fast, though, honestly. Got Temperance, Judgment, and the 8 of Wands. So don't be impulsive, but follow your instincts. Follow your intuition. Something's going to start moving quickly. And with that 9 of Swords as well, it's like don't pay close attention to what is a fear impulse and what is your intuition. Okay? Have clear judgment. I feel like you're being called into a new phase in your life. Also, there's something about forgiveness and mercy. Another nut. I feel like there's a squirrel up there throwing them at me. There's something about forgiveness and mercy, and that may be towards yourself. Because like I said, I get this feeling of like, oh, I took a wrong turn. You have a beautiful future for yourself here, and there's blessings that are coming in through an ending. But it's about making head over heart decisions. I feel like, yeah. But I feel like, I feel like you need to forgive yourself. There may be forgiveness for another person as well. That Spirit is, just kind of pointing out here that holding on to a grudge, holding on to grievances is going to affect you more than it will another person. So it's usually better to let it go, as upset as we can be, and it takes time. The 8 of Wands too is a card of movement and judgment, making a judgment call. I feel like that Temperance, I see it as reversed though. I just heard no chill. Like you're not going to give something time to get cold before you act. So there could be travel involved or movement of some kind. A quick decision. But remember what I said, Cancer. If you have a big decision coming up, trust your intuition and really pay attention to whether, you're listening to your intuition or you're having a fear impulse that you need to do something quickly. Yeah, that's what I have for you. No. Hasn't the courtroom been called a circus before? I feel like that's a thing, that the courtroom is sometimes called a circus. Um, oh my God, I need to move. Um, maybe that's a sign. Maybe that's a yes. I feel like a courtroom is sometimes called a circus. Yeah. All right. That's what I have for you, Cancer. I'm sending you lots of love and wishing you all the best. Until next time. Bye.